Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day.
Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset Podcast. My name is Constant. So, this episode is actually kind of um nice being a science person and all. I don't know for the homeowner as well. Light bulb, changing light bulbs, and why it's good for a science person because if you're going to go through the science journey, you're gonna learn about the guy who actually invented the light bulb. Who was it? I actually don't remember at this moment. Yeah, but I know it was a person that actually invented the light bulb. So that's the thing now where um I'm talking about home ownership and talking about all these stuff and not realizing someone actually invented them so that the luxuries that you're enjoying in the modern world actually there was a point in time where it wasn't it didn't exist. There was a point. So um so actually what happened was that they said that you have Thomas Edison was so they say Thomas Edison was one of the person that solved a lot of the problem for the earliest um electric lamp or a light bulb. But then you have other persons that were actually doing that, actually studying it before him. So it's like so so yeah, that's another thing about history as well. They're gonna be like, yo, um so the history of science. So yeah, they have the Edison and the Tesla history of science, bro. So what happened was that Tesla was Nikola Tesla. According to history, he was really good at inventing, good at doing a lot of stuff, but he did not have the business mind, and that's the thing. Edison was more of the businessman in in that inventing era, and so what happened was that Tesla would do a lot of inventing, but Edison was the business person took. So Tesla was more of the passionate scientist, but Edison was more the businessman trying to make money. So boom, most of the stuff. What would happen is that maybe Tesla would invent car. So in modern time, in today's mind time now. So what happened was that what history says is that Tesla invented a lot of stuff, but Edison took the credit. And you say, okay, that's wrong for Edison to take the credit. But if you actually learn about how he took the credit, it was somewhat legal and stuff. So it's like it was. So what happened was that based on those two history, Tesla was out here doing it for passion, and Edison was out here doing it for money. So it's like, yeah. So there's a but regardless, I guess based on what I'm seeing right now, most of the invention stuff, they will say Thomas Edison basically did kind of actually did it, but there was other people as well that was actually um doing it and make a lot of additions and all those stuff to the light bulb. But regardless of that history, the light bulb is here right now, and we out here benefited from it, so we can't complain. But I guess the next thing is, when I speak about that, I guess going forward in the science world, what we should do is kind of have like the the real inventors and then you have the profit person, because that's the thing in my time now, when I'm recording this. So there's a lot of inventions by a lot of people, like we have the smartphone and all these things. I don't know, I can't really tell who you know, technology is advancing so much. Can't really tell who does what anymore. I don't really have time to actually keep up with most of those stuff. When I have actually have time, I mean actually do those stuff. But the thing is that a lot of new stuff are out here being invented, and yeah, some people that care about don't really care about getting the credit, but you have some people that want to get the credit, and because they because of whatever reason. Like for example, again, Tesla. So you're talking about Tesla company, the car company now in my time. Not created, but which is the CEO is Elon Musk. But history in the early days, it was not Elon Musk that actually started it. It was someone else that started it, and then Elon Musk would have actually maybe just given money to actually do it, to actually assist, because he believed in the vision, but for some reason he could not get the vision alive. So Elon was coming and say, you know what, let me just put, do more actual stuff in the work, and then over time he became the face of it. When he became the face of it now, then Tesla started to actually grow and do well, and then because it actually grow and start do well now, the original starter now come in and start say, yo, you know, I was the one that actually doing this. I want to take back his credit and stuff. So that, so I said, the world is always really complicated. Where it's like, yo, you do, you want advanced, you want advanced humanity or whatever, but normal human tendency is always there. Is always there. So it's like you have to just be like, you have to deal with that. That comes with progressing and going up the levels, where you want to do something, and you have to actually think about it and all those stuff. That's the reason why the podcast here. I don't even start a business or anything else because I want to learn the right way to actually minimize many of these risks. But yeah, that. As a a history is really a very it's that smooth and fairy tale. It's not no fairy tale story. It's rough, grit, and all those stuff to actually rough, gritty, and all these things. There's no fairy tale, no fairy tale. So yeah, so basically what I was saying was, ideally in the science world, what happens that you have, there are people that you have the more business minded scientists or business minded people. I are the more inventor person. That's ideally what you want to do, is able to have those people be credited correct correctly, so that in the future things like these mess ups where at the end of Tesla's last days, it was telling the mother like, yeah, bro, it's actually a waste of time. I actually wasted my time um in this science world, because all I was doing all these stuff, and then boom, my name and all my credits got that thrown into the mud. I basically made no money or anything like that. I was basically the laughing stock of the science industry in its time. But in modern days, we're out here praising them and all those stuff. We're out here praising them. But back then, it was the laughing stock. It's like one of those things where two lessons that we can learn from it is that you have to actually separate your feelings from the goals, where you're gonna try to pursue some things, and boom, all kind of things are gonna take people gonna take advantage of you. You have to be like, okay, you have to focus on the goal and think long term. Be like, solve the goal, boom, it might not pay off now, but years later you're gonna be like, oh yes. And then when you get the credit, you'll be like, yeah, I respect that. I may not even live to get it, but you'll know. You'll know. That's the thing. That's the thing about um Edison and Tesla thing now, where you you can always get Edison was out there getting praised by society and public and stuff like that. But the thing about it is that the two of them knows the real story. So regardless, that's the thing, you know. Two of them knows the real story. So it's like, yo, you can't really no matter what the real story is there, and when they're in the graves, you know, Tesla will be like, yeah, we both of us know, you know, both of us know, but you know, we have to just make the history slide. We have to make history goes on. So that's all you have to really think about it. But basically, what I was saying now, in the third year of homeownership, I was basically using the bathroom and what the light bulb, I mistakenly actually slap the light bulb out of the socket. So I had to actually get that replaced. Conveniently, I have more light bulbs in the home, so that was really quick to replace. So yeah, that's basically another necessity in the third year of home ownership. Actually, I have a good amount of light bulbs right now, so I don't really have to worry about purchasing any of it now. But just knowing that is something you can add to your grocery list as well to make sure that you have that as well. I guess ideally what will happen is that if I make it to the end of the third year of home ownership, I should have an idea of what my basic household grocery shopping things should be. Have the idea stuff in actually, but w- what ideally, because before when I actually talk about the grocery stuff, you know, I talk about that in that episode. You know, that was those basic stuff that I needed to actually survive. But now in a home ownership, you want to buy household items and all those stuff to clean up the place and make sure. Yes, there's like, yo, it's going to be the grocery list would have been way different, way different. So it's like, you know, maybe at the end of the year because I'm working now on those stuff. So me buying stuff would be more normal. So yeah, the idea what will happen is if I actually made to the end of this third year of ownership, the grocery list will be like very normal or very being normalized where I can give you a basic idea of what I would purchase each year, and then some certain things will change. Certain things will basically come off the list eventually, and then boom, that's it. And then you know that's how you have to really do it. But yeah, light bulb, one of those things that you have to actually be mindful of. Yeah, I can go out at any time. Can go out at any time. That's the thing, and then any random things can happen. You can accidentally break it. If you have children, you can accidentally break it. All kind of stuff. You can break it and all these things. So having a replacement light bulb, something you're gonna need. And that this bathroom situation that's kind of reminded me in the third year of home ownership. That's basically it for this episode. Thank you for listening. I look forward for the next episode. Mhm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.